So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss a very, very important topic. And that is this is the news which has made us proud. And that is Captain Shubhanshu Shukla has gone into space. That is International Space Station. So he has become actually the second Indian to go into the space as such. So we'll discuss it in detail about it because I think it is very, very important. And now it's a part of current affairs. So let us begin with today's class. Okay. So this let us start with the first question. And the first question of the day is, what is the name of the mission under which Shubhanshu Shukla from India has gone into space? And I think it is a very easy question. You all should be answering it because the answer is in the thumbnail as well. The answer is Axiom 4 mission, right? So that is what you should be knowing about. So basically, Axiom Space is a private space agency. This is a private space agency of USA. Okay. So it is the one who has actually sent the mission. So you have to tell me that where it is headquartered. Your options are San Francisco, USA, Houston, USA, Miami, USA, or Chicago, USA. Where do you find the headquarters? If you know it, yes, you are you should be answering it in the chat. That would be great. So the answer to this question is Houston. B is the right answer, which is actually a city in Texas. Texas is the province of USA where you will find Houston. So B is the right answer to this question. ठीक है, तो आप देख सकते हो, here it is. So this is USA, है ना? So this one is Texas. This is Texas. And here you will find Houston, right? Here you will find the headquarters of Axiom Space, which is a private space agency which has sent this mission. Okay. So yes, here you can see it is founder. His name is Michael T. Sofradeni and Cam Ghaffarian. And the headquarters is in Houston, Texas. And you won't believe it was launched. It was founded in 2016, and they had sent its first flight in 2022. So after the 6 years, they had sent the first. I mean, of course, it's a very great achievement for them. So and now they have sent it the fourth one, the Axiom 4th mission, right? That is what you should be knowing. So let's move on to the next question, which is related with the same topic, of course. Which of the following is correct about Axiom 4 mission? So whenever this type of question is there, you have to be very careful. Whether you are attempting a GK exam or any other question, you should be very careful here. Is this question asking correct or incorrect? Because sometimes people do not read it carefully, and instead of correct, the question is asking about incorrect. So you have to be very careful, right? Your options are: it is a private space flight. It is taking help of SpaceX and NASA as well. Along with Shubhanshu Shukla, there are 3 other astronauts going. Option D is both A and C, or all of the above. What is the right answer to this question? So think and answer it in the chat. I'll be very happy to know the answers. So of course, I've just told you it is a private company. So A is the right answer. It is taking help of SpaceX and NASA. Yes, of course. That is also true. Along with Shubhanshu Shukla, there are 3 other astronauts going. Yes, that is also true. So the right answer is actually option E is the right answer to this question. So final answer is E. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. So the answer is E. Okay, all were actually correct. So you can see it here. So when you can read it on Wikipedia also, here is the screenshot of that. It is a private space flight to the International Space Station operated by Axiom Space in partnership with SpaceX and NASA. Okay, so I hope you are aware NASA is a US government space agency. And what about SpaceX? It is owned by Elon Musk. It is also a private space agency, but very famous, very popular, right? SpaceX. So basically, the rocket was of SpaceX only. Falcon 9 Block 5. So Falcon 9 is the rocket, very heavy, very powerful rocket of SpaceX, which is a private US private space agency of Elon Musk. And the Crew Dragon was named as Grace. And it has been sent into low Earth orbit. We will discuss it. So what is a Grace, what is Crew Dragon, and how it is different from the rocket? We will discuss. Okay. and it was lifted off on 25th June 2025 at this time, 6:30 1 p.m. UTC means actually when you calculate UTC is coordinated universal time, which is actually if you add 5 hours 30 minutes, you will get the time of India. Okay, that is what you can calculate. Just have an understanding. No need to go in detail about these things. So first of all, let's talk about this SpaceX. Falcon 9 Block 5. This Falcon 9 is actually a rocket manufactured by SpaceX. So this is the rocket. This is actually the rocket called as Falcon 9. We use the term Falcon 9 rocket, or technically it's better to use the word launch vehicle. Okay. And for launching, this is the payload actually. This is the purpose of launching it. Just to send this payload, you have to send the entire launch vehicle, because of course you need to go against the gravity outside the space. So for that, you need this much amount of engines are there and many other fuels are there. So this is the payload, and here the payload is Crew Dragon, and the name of the payload is Grace. Okay, yes. So where it is? Okay, this one. So humans will be inside it. Iske andar. Somewhere. So आप देख सकते हो. Let me show. This is कहाँ चला गया? Crew Dragon Grace. This is what we are talking about. This is Crew Dragon Grace. Name is Grace, and Crew Dragon is actually the term used for this by SpaceX. Okay. So from where it was launched? So of course you should know. So here is USA. There's Kennedy Space Center in America. Here USA. This one is the state of Florida. Very famous state of America. So on the eastern coast of Florida, you will find John F. Kennedy Space Center. Okay. So from where in most of the cases, USA launches satellite from here. So that is what you should be knowing. So this is the place from where satellites were launched. Okay. So yes, this is Crew Dragon, which I'm talking about. So the top portion of the rocket that is supposed to go into the International Space Station. Okay. And this is also made by SpaceX. This has been made by SpaceX. आप देख सकते हो इस पर लिखा हुआ भी. But the entire mission to send humans was actually by Axiom mission, Axiom Aerospace, the private space company of USA. Where they have sent, the question is where they have gone. So they have gone into International Space Station. This is very, very, very important, because you cannot go suddenly where you will go in space. So there has to be some place where you have to go. So that is the International Space Station. So in today's class, we will discuss about International Space Station, because of course it is very, very important. Okay. So let us discuss further about Axiom 4 mission. So basically, I hope you are aware, Captain Shubhanshu Shukla has gone into the space, who is from India. But there are other 3 astronauts also in the Axiom 4 mission, because there are 4 people going. So you have to tell me that the other 3 astronauts are from which country. So first option is US, Poland, and Germany. Second is US, Hungary, and Poland. Option 3 is actually all the 3 are from USA. Or option D is UK, France, and US. So if you know the answer, please answer it in the comments. Or try to answer it. I'll be very happy to know that yes, you all are knowing the answers. So the answer to this question actually is option B, US, Hungary, and Poland. So B is the right answer to this question. So let me show. So these are actually the 4 astronauts which has gone into space. So आप देख सकते हो, है ना? Peggy Whitson from USA, Shubhanshu Shukla from India, Slavoj Uznaski-Wisniewski from Poland, and Tibor Kapu from Hungary. So I'm very sorry, I don't know his names pronunciation. So these are the 4. I have zoomed it. Peggy Whitson from USA. This is USA. Shubhanshu Shukla from India. And Slavoj Uznaski from Poland. And Tibor Kapu from Hungary. That is what you should be knowing about. Okay? Okay. The next one is Shubhanshu Shukla is an Indian Air Force officer of the rank. So he's an Indian Air Force officer also. I hope you all are aware of that. So what is his rank? Your options are Wing Commander, Group Captain, Squadron Leader, Air Commodore. And if you are listening to my class carefully, you can answer it, because I have taken that word again and again. I have used that word again and again. So of course you can answer me if you know it. The right answer is group captain. That is why again and again I'm using the word Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, right? So he was wing commander till last year, but now he has been promoted. Last year in March 2024, he was promoted to group captain. So B is the right answer to this question. Okay, so you can see it here. This is the Air Force rank. So he started his life. Every Indian Air Force officer starts as flying officer, then flight lieutenant, then squadron leader, then wing commander, then group captain. So he is right now here. So Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, that is why his name is having captain, Captain Shubhanshu Shukla. That is what you should be knowing. Okay, let's see here. He's an Indian Air Force pilot, engineer, ISRO astronaut. He's the first of 4 astronauts who has gone into space. Yes, so you have to understand that we are planning an Indian human space flight program. What we call it as Gaganyaan. This is a future mission of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. This is a future mission of ISRO where ISRO will be sending all 4 astronauts into the space. So till now, India has not sent humans to space. But that is our plan. So Shubhanshu Shukla will also be going in that mission also. Okay. So that is what you should know. So he's first of 4 astronauts who will be going into Indian human space program, that is Gaganyaan mission. And he's currently on board Axion 4 mission. And he has gone into International Space Station, becoming the second person, because the first one to go was Rakesh Sharma. He had gone into space. So first Indian citizen to go into space. And Shubhanshu Shukla has become the second Indian citizen to go into space. Okay. Now, some of you will be thinking, sir, what about Sunita Williams and Kalpana Chawla? So you have to be very careful. Sunita Williams is not an Indian citizen. Although she has Indian origin link, means like parents from parent side, but she is not an Indian citizen. Similarly, Kalpana Chawla, she was, when she had gone to space, she was not an Indian citizen. Okay. So technically, they'll be called as Indian origin people, but not Indian citizen. Okay. So this is what you have to understand. Now, so let's talk something about Shubhanshu Shukla. Like he was born in Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, in 1995. Just have a rough idea that he has studied from like these universities, etc. Then sometimes they can ask this also, that what is his nickname? So his nickname is Shaks. Okay. And he's in service in Indian Air Force since 2006. Okay. That is what you should be knowing about Axiom formation, Gaganyaan formation. Okay. Let's move on further. And his rank is group captain. And of course, I have told you that every Indian Air Force officer joins as flying officer. And over a period of time, the person gets promoted accordingly. Okay. Okay. And his nickname is Shaks. Then let's talk something about it. Yes. Before being sent into space, he had taken the help of Russia to train him also. Yuri Gagarin Center, he had got training, etc. This is just have an idea about it. Now, let's talk about International Space Station. So he has actually gone to International Space Station, है ना? तो आपने देखा होगा कि वो International Space Station के वहां से बात भी करे थे ना. He was having a video conferencing with Honorable Prime Minister. So I'm asking some question related with International Space Station. The first is it is in low Earth orbit. The next is it was launched in 1998. The third is Axiom 4 astronauts have gone into International Space Station. The option D is all of the above. देखो ये तो सही बात है. This is right. I've just told you that Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and the other 3 has actually gone into International Space Station. Now, is A and B correct? If A or and B are correct, then of course the answer would be D. So if you know it, please answer me. I'll be very happy to know. So it was launched in 1998, that's true. And it is in low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit means if it is in 0 to 2000 kilometers. That is. And basically it is somewhere around, in reality, it is 400 kilometers from Earth. So this is Earth. So here is International Space Station, which is moving around the Earth. Okay. And you won't believe, in almost around 93 minutes, it completes 1 revolution. That is what you should be knowing. Okay. In 93 minutes, it completes the one revolution. So that's what you should know. So the right answer is D is the right answer. All of the above is the right answer to this question. So basically, all 3 are correct about International Space Station. Let's move on to the next question, which is also very, very important. Which of the following agency is not involved? Again, you have to be very careful. Here they are asking not. The question is asking Which of the following agencies not involved in making International Space Station? So your options are CSA, CNSA, JAXA, and Roscosmos. So if you know the answer, I'll be very happy to know that you should be answering it. Because CSA is the Space Agency of Canada. CNSA is China's space agency. JAXA is of Japan. And Roscosmos is of Russia. Okay? So here, China is not involved in making International Space Station. So B is the right answer to this question. And let me show about International Space Station. So it is in low Earth orbit, again, within 0 to 200 kilometer range. And it is somewhere around 400 kilometers. So of course, it comes in the range of 0 to 2000 kilometer. Then agencies involved: NASA of US government space agency, Roscosmos is of Russia. ESA means European Space Agency of Europe, headquartered in Paris, France. JAXA is of Japan, and CSA of Canada. So there is no China involvement here. So these 5 countries are involved in making International Space Station. CNSA is China's space agency, which is not involved in International Space Station. Okay. So you can see this is actually International Space Station. And the idea is that, let's say there is a mission which is coming. So it comes and it will go and join it like this. That's called a space docking. It go and meets and it gets attached. Space docking, what we call. I'll show you how it works. So this is International Space Station. Inside this, humans live in the space. Okay. So yes, you can see it here. It orbits at an altitude of 400 kilometers, I've told you, which is in low Earth orbit, and it orbits around the Earth in 93 minutes. So it means in one day, they revolve around the Earth 15.5 orbits times. So it means that is why it is said that almost if you are in International Space Station, you will witness 16 sunset and 16 sunrise in one day. In one day means in one Earth day. In 24 hours, you will see 16 sunset and 16 sunrise in International Space Station. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing. Okay, so let's move on further. So of course, International Space Station launched in 1998. Yes, here is the image of International Space Station. You can see. Okay, so this is how, let's say this is actually a mission which is coming from the Earth. It gets attached. Let me show. So this is actually the Crew Dragon named as Grace. Inside it, there were 4 people going into the International Space Station. And this is the image. So this is the Crew Dragon. They have opened their lid, whatever you can say, and it is going to attach it into International Space Station like this. So yes, it is moving, then moving, and finally it got attached, right? Now the people inside it can go inside the International Space Station. So this is actually International Space Station. Okay. And this is the Crew Dragon Grace, inside which these 4 astronauts were there. Okay. So when they went inside it, this is the image that they have actually came inside the International Space Station. Okay. So this is what you should be knowing. So these are the 4 astronauts. They have entered it. They have entered inside the International Space Station. And this is the photo. And here is Captain Shubhanshu Shukla. Okay, from India. Okay. Okay. So he will do research. You can see inside the International Space Station, he is having, in fact, a video conferencing with Honorable Prime Minister also. So he will research on muscle degradation. He will do research on many other things, especially related with microgravity, myogenesis. That is what they do research. So no need to go much in detail about the type of research that he'll be doing, because that is not important. But a basic idea should be there. That is what I want to highlight. Now let's talk something about the previous one, the first one who had gone into space, the first Indian citizen to go into space. Now the most important thing is he had not gone into International Space Station. Why? He had just gone into the space and came back, orbiting the Earth. The reason was the International Space Station was formed in 1998, and he had gone before that. So when Rakesh Sharma had gone into space, there was no International Space Station. Okay. So please tell me, he had gone in which year? So 1984. So B is the right answer to this question. You can see it here. 3rd April 1984. He was the wing commander at that time. He was also an Indian Air Force officer, and he had gone into space. 3rd April 1984, and he's the first Indian citizen to travel into space. Okay, and he was sent by USSR, Soviet Union at that time. Soyuz T-11, which is of Soviet Union. Soviet Union is like before pre-1991. Russia was called as Soviet Union because it was Russia plus 15 other countries. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. Now, let's learn something about Rakesh Sharma. So he had gone as a wing commander. And he had actually gone as a squadron leader. When he had gone into space, he was a squadron leader. Later on, he was promoted as wing commander and he retired as wing commander. Okay. Or he might have taken retirement, like that. So basically, that is what you should know. So he had gone into a mission called as Soyuz T-11 / T-10 of Soviet Union, and he was also an Indian Air Force officer. In fact, he has fought 1971 India-Pakistan war. He had got Ashok Chakra, which is India's highest peacetime gallantry award. Okay, that is what you should know. And hero of the Soviet Union also. This is the one. He is the only Indian to get this award till now. That is what you should know. So he had done research on biomedicine, remote sensing, and this is very famous. That when Indira Gandhi ji, when she was the prime minister at that time, when she asked how is India looking from space, he said "Sare jahan se acha," a very famous quote from the poem by Muhammad Iqbal. Sare jahan se acha. Similarly, the recently Captain Shubhanshu Shukla had also the talk with PM Modi, and he said, "Sky is not the limit." A very famous quote. Sky is not the limit means it is even we can go beyond it also. That is what the idea is. Let's move on further. So yes, so Shubhanshu Shukla was saying we'll be having 16 sunsets and 16 sunrises. Why? The reason is very simple, because almost it takes 90 minutes. Because let's say this is the Earth, and International Space Station is moving around the Earth. So every 93 minutes, it is completing one revolution. So that is why they are witnessing 16 sunsets and 16 sunrises. Let's move on further. India looks grand from space. So Rakesh Sharma had said, "Sare jahan se acha," and he is saying India looks grand from space. That is what you should be knowing it. Okay. And what is the expenditure? So ISRO has almost spent around it is said ki 550 crore ke aaspas roughly, or 500 crore. ISRO has spent to send him into space, and that's why yes, you can see he's having ISRO's logo on his t-shirt. Are you able to see? If you see it carefully, he's having ISRO's logo on his t-shirt. Yes, that is what you should know. Now, let's have some more question related with this topic. The question is, who among the following was the first human to go into space? Now, you have to be very careful. I'm not asking first Indian to go into space. Now, I'm asking first human to go into space. I'm not asking who first human to go into moon also. Because if I'm asking moon, the answer is option B. But here I'm asking first human to go into space. So the answer is Yuri Gagarin, and he was from USSR. Again, USSR means Soviet Union. So A is the right answer to this question. Okay. Yes. So first human who had gone into space was Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. That is what you should be knowing. And first human to go into moon was actually Neil Armstrong, and it was Apollo 11 mission of USA, NASA. So Neil Armstrong had gone. Along with Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins and Edwin Aldrin had gone. So the first to step on the moon was, it is said, that is what they claim, is Neil Armstrong. Okay. Yes. And they had gone in 1969. The name of the mission was Apollo 11. And after that, other missions were sent from 1969 to 72. So like Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. Apollo 13 was actually not successful, but it is considered a successful failure. Why? Because, of course, those three astronauts survived but the mission was not successful because there were some technical snags. We are not going in that detail. But these were the missions 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. So these 6 missions under which they had gone into moon. And after 1972, this is the last one. After 1972, the moon's mission is actually no more. Now it has been stopped. So no, only country who had gone into space, who had gone to moon, sorry, not space, who had gone into moon means who had sent their humans. That is what I am telling you. Into moon is USA. So other countries have sent mission on moon, but they are unmanned mission. Like we had sent Chandrayaan 3 mission, 1 or 2 years back actually. But that was actually an unmanned mission. We had not sent humans to space. The only country to send humans into space is USA. Okay. And after 1972, this sending of humans into moon, sending of humans into moon has been stopped. But sending of humans into space is there, like they are going in International Space Station. That is what you should be knowing. And Apollo 13 was a successful failure, means the astronauts were brought back safely, but the mission was not successful. I have told you about Gaganyaan. This will be a future mission of Indian Human Space Flight Program, where ISRO would be sending for the first time humans into space. Okay, because till now, Rakesh Sharma had gone into space with the help of Soviet Union. Captain Shubhanshu Shukla had gone into space with the help of Axiom, SpaceX, NASA, which are actually US mission. This will be purely India's mission, Indian Human Space Flight Program, also known as Gaganyaan mission. And this will be most likely launched in the next 2-3 years. We hope so. That is what you should be knowing about. So initially we'll be sending uncrewed mission, then we'll be sending crewed. Crewed means we'll be sending humans into space. That is what the target is. And these are the 4 astronauts which are chosen for that. Like you can see, Captain Shubhanshu Shukla is also here. Now, earlier he was wing commander. Now he's been promoted as Captain Shubhanshu Shukla. So he has gone into space. He will come back and he will again go along with the other 3. Okay. So the total 4 people, they have been chosen. That is what you should be knowing about. And he was promoted last year in March as group captain. That is what you should know. Then one more thing we'll be discussing is Vyoma Mitra. So this is Vyoma Mitra. This is actually a humanoid robot. So humanoid robot means a robot which looks like a human being. So this will be sent into space in the future, in the Gaganyaan mission, before humans are being sent. I've told you just now, I've told you that first we'll be sending uncrewed, means non-humans will be sent first to test. And so in these, I think one of them, Vyoma Mitra, will be sent. Vyoma Mitra would be a robot that will be sent into space. Okay. And after that, real humans will be sent in Gaganyaan 4 and 5. That is what the idea is. So just remember about Vyoma Mitra. That is what also you should be knowing. Okay. So I think this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to the channel, press the like button, share this video. Now I'll be meeting you next week. Thank you, everyone.